Have you ever felt a pang in your heart when your grown children seem to brush off your advice or speak to you in a way that feels dismissive, making you wonder where the respect went? If you're over 60, you might have noticed that your relationship with your adult kids has shifted, and it can sting when it feels like they don't value your wisdom or presence the way they once did. It's a tough spot to be in. But the good news is, you have the power to rebuild that respect and strengthen your bond without forcing or demanding it. Respect isn't about control, it's about connection, understanding, and showing up in a way that inspires it naturally. Today, I'm excited to share 5 powerful ways to regain respect from your children after 60 bonds. These are practical, heartfelt steps you can start using right now to foster mutual respect and bring more warmth into your family relationships. So, grab a cozy seat, maybe a warm drink, and let's dive into the first way to rebuild that connection and earn the respect you deserve. Let's start by talking about why respect from your children matters so much as you age. After 60, you've lived a life full of experiences, raising a family, navigating challenges, and gaining wisdom that's worth sharing. But sometimes, as your kids grow into adults with their own lives, they might seem distant, impatient, or even critical, which can feel like a loss of respect. This can happen because of generational differences, their own stresses, or simply a shift in the family dynamics. Rebuilding respect isn't about proving you're right. It's about creating a relationship where both sides feel valued. Research on family dynamics shows that open communication, empathy, and mutual understanding can strengthen bonds and restore respect, even in challenging relationships. In this video, we'll explore 5 ways to regain respect: setting healthy boundaries, listening with empathy, sharing your wisdom thoughtfully, modeling respect, and staying connected through small gestures. Each one comes with stories and actionable steps to help you navigate this delicate dance with your kids. Ready to start building stronger connections? Let's begin with the first way, one that's all about creating clear boundaries with love. The first way to regain respect is setting healthy boundaries, which means clearly defining what's okay and what's not in how you're treated, while still keeping the door open for love and connection. Boundaries aren't about pushing your kids away. They're about showing them how to treat you with kindness and respect. After 60, you deserve to be spoken to with patience and valued for your role in the family. But sometimes adult children, caught up in their own busy lives, might speak sharply or disregard your feelings. Setting boundaries helps them understand your needs without creating conflict. Studies on family relationships show that clear boundaries reduce tension and improve mutual respect, making conversations more positive and meaningful. My friend Margaret, who's used to feel hurt when her daughter would snap at her during visits or dismiss her opinions about parenting her grandkids, Margaret decided to set a boundary by calmly saying, "I love our talks, but I feel hurt when the conversation gets sharp. Let's keep it kind." "Okay," she said it with warmth, not anger, and her daughter paused, apologized, and started being more mindful. Over time, their talks became more open, and Margaret felt respected again. She says it's like drawing a line in the sand with a smile. It keeps the love intact but sets the tone for respect. To set healthy boundaries, start by noticing moments when you feel disrespected. Like if your child interrupts you or speaks in a dismissive tone, choose one behavior to address and use a calm, kind tone to express your needs. For example, you might say, "I really value our time together, but I'd appreciate it if we could avoid raising our voices." Be consistent but gentle, and don't engage in arguments. Walk away if things get heated, and revisit later. Practice this once or twice a week in small interactions, like phone calls or visits. If you're unsure how to start, try writing down what you want to say to keep it clear. If tensions are high, consider involving a family counselor for support. But for most, a loving boundary sets the stage for respect. This approach builds a foundation for better conversations. Now, let's move on to the second way, one that's all about really hearing your kids. The second way to regain respect is listening with empathy, which means truly hearing your children's thoughts and feelings without jumping in to fix things or defend yourself. After 60, it's easy to feel like you know best. You've got decades of experience. But adult kids often want to feel understood, not lectured. When you listen with an open heart, you show them you value their perspective. which encourages them to value yours in return. Research on intergenerational communication shows that empathetic listening reduces conflict and builds trust, leading to more respectful interactions. My neighbor Tom, who's 70, used to interrupt his son when they disagreed about family decisions, thinking he needed to share his wisdom right away. But it led to arguments, and his son seemed to pull away. Tom started practicing active listening, nodding, asking questions like, "What do you think we should do?" and waiting until his son was done speaking before responding. Over a few months, his son opened up more, and their conversations felt warmer. Tom says it's like his son started seeing him as a partner, not just a parent, and the respect flowed both ways. To listen with empathy, try this during your next conversation with your child. Let them speak without interrupting. Even if you disagree, show you're listening by nodding or saying, "I hear you." Ask open-ended questions, like, "How are you feeling about that?" to show you care about their perspective. Avoid giving advice unless they ask, and if you're tempted to jump in, take a deep breath and wait. Practice this for 5 to 10 minutes in each conversation. Maybe during a phone call or coffee together. If emotions run high, take a moment to pause and refocus on listening. This habit builds a bridge of understanding that invites respect. With boundaries and listening in place, let's talk about a third way, one that's about sharing your experience in a new way. The third way to regain respect is sharing your wisdom thoughtfully, which means offering your advice or stories in a way that feels helpful. Not preachy. After 60 episodes, you've got a treasure trove of life experience. But adult children might tune out if they feel lectured or criticized. Sharing wisdom thoughtfully means picking the right moment and framing your advice as a story or a suggestion, not a command. This shows you respect their independence, which encourages them to respect your guidance. Studies on family dynamics suggest that collaborative communication, where advice is offered gently, strengthens bonds and fosters mutual respect. My friend Clara, who's 6, used to give her daughter unsolicited advice about work and parenting, which led to eye rolls and tension. She started waiting for her daughter to ask for input or sharing stories instead. Like, "When I was your age, I found it helpful to take a short walk to clear my head after a tough day." Her daughter began asking for her thoughts more often, and their conversations felt more like teamwork. Clara says it's like planting a seed instead of forcing it. And she loves how her daughter now values her insights. To share your wisdom thoughtfully. Wait for a natural opening in conversation. Like when your child mentions a challenge, instead of saying, "You should do this," try, "I remember when I faced something similar, and this worked for me." Keep it short and let them respond without pushing. Try this once or twice a week, maybe during a family dinner or call. If they don't seem receptive, focus on listening instead and save your advice for when they ask. Keep a journal of stories from your life to share when the moment's right. This approach makes your wisdom a gift, not a demand. Now, let's explore a fourth way, one that's about leading by example. The fourth way to regain respect is modeling respect, which means treating your children with the same kindness and consideration you want from them. After 60, it's easy to fall into patterns of frustration if you feel disrespected, but responding with patience and respect sets a powerful example. When you show respect for their time, opinions, and boundaries, they're more likely to mirror that behavior. Research shows that modeling positive behavior in families increases mutual respect and reduces conflict, creating a cycle of kindness. My cousin George, who's 70, used to get upset when his son was late for family gatherings, and he'd snap at him, which led to arguments. George decided to model respect by calling ahead to confirm plans and thanking his son for making time to visit. He also stopped making critical comments about his son's busy schedule. Over time, his son started showing up on time more often and spoke to George with more warmth. George says it's like showing respect opened the door for his son to do the same. To model respect, focus on small actions like saying, "Thank you," when your child helps out or acknowledging their efforts. Even if you disagree with their choices, avoid criticism or sarcasm and use phrases like, "I really appreciate your perspective." Practice this daily in small interactions, like texts or quick calls. If you slip into old habits, apologize calmly to reset the tone. If family dynamics are strained, consider a neutral setting, like a coffee shop, for talks. This habit shows your kids how to treat you by example. Let's wrap up with a fifth way, one that's about staying close in little ways. The fifth way to regain respect is staying connected through small gestures, like a quick call, a thoughtful note, or spending time together doing something fun. These gestures show your children you care about their lives, which builds trust and respect over time. After 60, your kids might be busy with work or their own families, but small, consistent acts of connection keep you close and remind them of your value in their lives. Studies show that regular positive family interactions increase feelings of mutual respect and strengthen bonds. My friend Susan, who's 70, felt her son was pulling away, often too busy to call. She started sending him short texts like, "Thinking of you, hope work's going well," and invited him for a short walk or coffee once a month. Her son began responding more, and their talks became warmer and more open. Susan says it's like keeping a thread of connection alive, and she loves how these small moments bring them closer. To stay connected, try one small gesture a week, like a text, a card, or a quick call to say hi. Plan a low-key activity, like watching a movie together or going for a short walk, once a month. Keep it light, and avoid heavy topics unless they bring them up. If distance is an issue, use video calls to share a laugh or story. Be patient if they're busy, and focus on quality over quantity. This habit builds a warm, respectful bond over time. Now, let's bring it all together. The 5 powerful ways to regain respect. Setting healthy boundaries, listening with empathy, sharing wisdom thoughtfully, modeling respect, and staying connected through small gestures are like tools to rebuild a stronger, warmer relationship with your children. They help you create a space where respect flows both ways, making your time together more meaningful. You don't need to do everything at once. Start with one, like setting a boundary or sending a kind text, and see how it feels. These steps are like planting seeds for a better connection. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one way you stay close with your kids? Or which idea are you excited to try? Your story could inspire someone else. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more tips on living your best life at any age. Your family is a treasure, and with these steps, you can nurture respect and love. Here's to a stronger, happier you.